Many of the political parties in the land are remarkably still battling to resolve issues arising from their primary election process. For instance, in Edo State, the Labour Party is currently enmeshed in a candidate substitution drama involving its House of Representatives standard-bearer for Hongwade Federal Constituency, Murphy Paul Imaswe. For greater insight into this unfolding situation, we are now being joined by Blessing Aro, a lawyer and press secretary to Mr. Imaswe. Good to have you with us, Blessing. So, what is the bone of contention here regarding this? Can you give us more insight regarding this candidate substitution drama?
Firstly, I'm not a lawyer, but I'm going to talk. Okay, on the 13th day of July, some families was conducted in a constituency, Oriomo and Monde Federal State. Here, our legitimate candidate that we know, Honorable Murphy Master, and then as the leader of that family. So, 2 weeks after that family, it was rumored around that one Elizabeth Ativie goes about telling people that this candidate was a name that was compared to INEC. And when Alex released the list on the 20th day of September, the name our candidate decided to take the case to court because the news was all over the state, kept on telling people that the national chairman of Labour Party, Mr. Julius, Abure, was the person that single-handedly removed the candidate who participated in the primary, this is Honorable Murphy Master, removed his name from the INEC and replaced it with her name. In fact, I had a conversation with this third lady, a recorded conversation, and she told me that the national chairman of Labour Party, Mr. asked that question on his face to him. So our candidate decided to take the case to court. And upon investigation, we found out that they forged a withdrawal letter on behalf of our candidate.
Permit me to actually bring this in because Chief Friday Tony Badin, who is in charge of the 11-man Security, Peace and Conflict Resolution Committee, has said that all what you've put out should be disregarded, that the 11-man Security and Peace Committee are working to resolve this internal democracy as soon as possible.
Thank you. That's so true. I only reacted to a publication made by Elizabeth Ativie, one of our supporters, in a WhatsApp group, who claimed that this committee, the 11-man committee, already declared that Honorable Murphy should step down for Elizabeth Ativie. So Ali responded and said that was not their resolution. So when I saw the publication by the chairman of the committee, I replied and I said, okay, I'm sorry, I only responded to what Elizabeth Ativie, I think, Press Boy also wrote. That was what I responded to. So if he's condemning what I wrote, he should have as well condemned what Elizabeth Ativie's supporter wrote. So in that regard.
Very good, Blessing. Now, the elections are quite near. If this issue is not resolved soon, what's the impact on the electorate within Edo State? What are people saying about this scenario with Labour?
Good. Please, permit me to quickly give a little background of what transpired between Honorable Murphy and Elizabeth Ativie and the Labour Party.
Go ahead, please.
Okay, thank you. Like I said earlier on, before we went off, that a substitution primary was conducted on the 13th day of July 2022, where Honorable Murphy Master emerged the winner. His name was equally submitted to INEC, and INEC published his name not until Elizabeth Ativie met with the national chairman of Labour Party, Julius Abure. He gave him money. In fact, I have records, I have proof to that. I think 12 million naira was sent by Ativie to Abure's wife's account, Loretta Abure, Zenith Bank account. I have the account details here, So she gave Abure money, and she went about telling people that she paid Abure. Abure is removing Honorable Murphy's name from the list to her. So when the rumor became so strange, I tried to pull a call through to Elizabeth Ativie myself to ask her, this is where I hear it, is it true? And she told me that yes, she met with Abure. Abure asked her for money. She gave him, and it's a name that was submitted. So I went further to hold a meeting with the national chairman of Labour Party, Julius Abure, in Benin City. I asked him the same question. This is what Elizabeth Ativie told me. This is a lady who did not participate in the primaries at all. How did you, what happened? What transpired that her name is sent to INEC? Abure could not give me a definite answer. He said we should wait till the list comes up. And on September 20th, when INEC released the list, Elizabeth Ativie's name came out on the list. So our candidate took the case to court because his name was already published by INEC before they eventually released the final list for the 20th day of September. So upon investigation, we found out that they forged a withdrawal letter on behalf of Murphy Imaswe. In fact, they went so far, they also forged an affidavit that Honorable Murphy Imaswe wrote that he is no longer interested in the race. So it was on that note they were able to substantiate his name. Remember that you can only remove a candidate's name from the INEC list if the candidate is dead or the candidate withdrew from the race. So they have to form a withdrawal letter on his behalf, use his signature, and submit it to INEC. So that was the process in which they removed his name and replaced it with Ativie's name. So we further took the withdrawal letter and the affidavit to the Federal High Court in Abuja. We wrote them and asked them, please authenticate this document, because Honorable Murphy said he did not write any withdrawal letter. And the Federal High Court Abuja replied and said the document is fake, that there is no commissioner of oath name on it, and there's also no revenue receipt number on the document. So we further took the case to the Inspector General of Police to investigate the criminal aspect of the forgery. Because yes, we are in court for the civil aspect, so but this criminal aspect needs to be investigated because Abure does not have the right. Abure with Ativie does not have the right to single-handedly write a letter on behalf of someone else without the person. In fact, we even said that it was alleged that he did the same thing in one of the states in the East, where he even forged an obituary for the candidate. He told INEC that the candidate was dead and he changed the candidate's name. Even in Ebonyi State, because when this name was published on the 20th day of September, I went on Twitter, I went on social media, I was doing a lot of writing, doing a lot of videos, wanting the world to know what is happening in Edo State. And in that process, so many persons reached out to me. So someone from Ebonyi, in fact, the lawyer who handled the case in Ebonyi, reached out to me and said the same thing happened to them in Ebonyi State. So now, this is where we are. We are in court, and we want the Labour Party to tell the court too their role in involving in the substanding Honorable Murphy's name. So back to your question, sir. Yeah, those people are very upset. You go to my page, you see a lot of protests, you see a lot of videos. In fact, the people from Uwon there and Orion of Federal constituency, they don't want to have anything to do with Elizabeth Ativie, first of all, because she has spent 12 years before in House of Assembly with no single impact. In fact, you cannot even accept our own village, our own community. It is not measurable. It is not even vitable to get to our community. So that is the reason a lot of Edo people don't want her. And it's also important that we note this. She has previously participated in primaries in APC. And in the newly amended electoral law, you cannot participate in two primaries from two different political parties in the same election year. So I don't know what the national chairman was thinking, in all honesty. I don't know if he was carried away because of the money that he was going to get You know, we didn't really want to start bringing all of this out to the public. We wanted the party in their wisdom to resolve this because we don't want anything that will bring embarrassment to our candidate, our presidential candidate, Peter Obi, because Peter Obi is a revolution in Nigeria and we want him to be the next president. But having the likes of Julius Abure as the national chairman of Labour Party is a huge threat to the Labour Party. So Julius Abure, the national secretary, they should resign. In fact, as a matter of fact, they should resign in the next 7 days. All right, because we are going to involve the EFCC in this case because, like I told you, we have bank details, we have bank records of money being paid by Elizabeth Ativie.
All right, Blessing, you've made quite a lot of allegations, but the chieftains in the Labour Party are still insistent that they are mere lies, and more importantly, they are calling you and several others blackmailers, that there are no evidences to several of these claims you're making.
Okay, there are evidences, please. We have evidences. Like for the withdrawal letter, the Federal High Court of Abuja replied our lawyer and said that the withdrawal letter is fake and false. So, and we've also presented these evidences online and in court as well. Then in terms of the money paid by Ativie to Abure, it is left for her to explain to the world or to defend herself what that money was meant for. I don't know if you permit me, I can read out the account details, you know, even the amount that was paid to
Blessing, we really don't have much time on this, Blessing. But you've made your point, and it's well noted. Hopefully the authorities will get to the bottom of the matter. We've heard both sides as well, and it's heartwarming to note that this is already in court. At least justice should prevail. Blessing Aho, representing Mr. Paul Imaswin. He is the Labour Party's candidate for Ihumwande Orionwon Federal Constituency in Edo State. It's good to have you with us.